Hello everyone and welcome to Game 4 in this series between Remind and Reprisal. Reprisal spawning as the yellow human player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Remind spawning as the blue night elf player here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. WarCraft Wednesdays, hope you guys enjoy it. And I know that for some of you guys out there, it is Thursday. I simply just can't get WarCraft Wednesday to everyone out there, simply because, well, I live on the West Coast in America, and I don't want to wake up at the crack of dawn and cast games. Now, we'll see what will happen. Remind currently taking a 2-1 lead in this series, and we'll see if he'll be able to force a Game 5, if Reprisal will force a Game 5, or if Remind will be able to capitalize on his early 2-0 victory and put the final nail in the coffin. It looks like Game 5 will be on Lost Temple if we do go to a Game 5, but right now let's focus on Game 4. This is, once again, Ancient Isle. This is not normally a BattleNet map, but both players should be fairly familiar with this map. A very common map. There are some decent creep camps. An orange creep camp over here can be Militia and Ancient of War creep. It looks like that will be the pretty much standard operating procedures here, as Reprisal getting up an early footman, training up an archmage, and he should be going up against a demon hunter. Yes, the good old demon hunter coming in from Remind. Demon Hunter, definitely one of those heroes that carries the army. Very, very strong. A high-level Demon Hunter in Superman mode, level 6 metamorphosis, can essentially destroy everything with that chaos damage inside bases, deal a lot of damage, add a rejuvenation. So difficult to stop. Ogre Magi looks like it will fall very, very quickly, as the Ancient of War doing its job, tanking all of that damage while dishing it as well. Now, one unit has gone down, and the Demon Hunter did pick up a Claws of Attack +6, a very nice item. Meanwhile, Archmage clearing out this orange creep camp, gonna get some Militia and an Ogre Magi as well, as we now see a Footman running around on the inside going after Wisp. Demon Hunter and Ancient of War, it looks as though a Hunter's Hall being built in a very curious location by Remind. This is not a location that would normally be scouted out. Building it in the orange creep camp, assuming that his opponent knowing that his opponent wouldn't creep out that location or even look out that location, as we now see the orange or the green creep camp here. Archmage is sitting at level 1, will get to level 2 in just a moment, and now we see this good old blacksmith being built by Reprisal, and he hasn't really changed up his strategy. So far, he is losing in this best of 5 series 2-1, as this game does continue, and it looks like the Null Poacher will get taken out. Same thing with that Water Elemental, making sure to deny that experience, always very important. Wisp now making their way out as well. You can see Moonwell being added, Tree of Ages being added, and with this Hunter's Hall, we are already going into Ultra Vision, so trying to get further sight range at night. We'll see if he's going to be doing some sort of night timing push. Not something I normally see, as the Archer is currently shadow melded. Nicely done there, knowing that the Archmage is a little bit too far away. Most likely will drop a Water Elemental or two, looking for some Wisp. Finally find some. Now going and get some damage. And will it be able to get any damage? More Wisp still dancing around. And Wisp still dancing. It looks as though the Wisp will be able to run away. And the new Wisp, nope, gonna go ahead and eat up more Moon Juice again. Wisp down to 6 hit points. There is another use of the Moonwell, as now Remind being very careful, dancing in and out of the entangled gold mine, making sure to get a lot of... making sure to keep the lower hit point units inside. Not quite sure what Remind's doing with those there, as now the Archmage is backing off. Low hit point Water Elemental getting taken down by the Demon Hunter. Not great there by Reprisal, as now the Demon Hunter gains a little bit more experience. And, or did he gain? No, he actually has about the same. So perhaps that was... No, this green creep camp hasn't been creeped by the Demon Hunter. All right. Riflemen now making their way in. Arcane Sanctum already being started. 5 minutes into this game, we are at tier 2. Riflemen are being trained and priests are being added. Militia now being called. Naga Sea Witch already picked up, so a very fast tech to tier 2, allowing the Naga Sea Witch already out. Meanwhile, Tree of Ages is just now being ready, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pick up the Naga Sea Witch. The Archer now making its way over, hoping to pick up the hero, but as soon as the Archer does see this with the Ultra Vision, and now knows that he cannot pick up the Naga Sea Witch just quite yet. If he does, that is going to be bad news. No, he does pick it up, and now the units are going to try to back off over here. The Archmage does train Frost Arrow, and what is this? I think if Reprisal had actually used Dust of Appearance on this Archer, it would have been a completely different battle. Now, Naga Sea Witch already has a Scroll of Town Portal, now using it, and that was a big surprise as we are now going into Tree of Eternity. Remind opting to go to quick tier 3. That does mean that we will be going into bears as quickly as possible, and we'll see what comes of that, as bears very effective against the riflemen that normally Reprisal goes for. A little bit of meta game countering. Archmage and Naga Sea Witch making their way out. The Huntress going to engage still. Going to get some easy shots off on that Rifleman. Rifleman's attack fairly slowly and now backing off again. Naga Sea Witch on the move. We'll see what's going to happen here with Huntresses and a Demon Hunter. Both sides just pushing around, trying to figure out what the strategy will be, and it looks like the Demon Hunters and the Huntresses are going to try to push in. Nope, they're not going to push in at all, as the Archmage may be able to get up to level 3, or perhaps get a little bit more experience. That's what he's hoping to do, but the Demon Hunter is simply denying it, and he is going to end up getting a tech advantage, as he already is halfway to Tree of Eternity, already upgrading Abolish Magic, and getting in some Dryads as well. Here comes the battle. Boots of Speed picked up by the Naga Sea Witch. The Footmen unable to get the damage off, and now the Footmen are trying to perhaps pad up on top of that Naga Sea Witch, but the Naga Sea Witch able to slither away with those Boots of Speed. Riflemen and units are going to battle it out against a Null Overseer. Standard creeping, but it may get creep stolen as the Demon Hunter is nearby. And there it is, picking up the item. The Archmage does get a little bit more experience. It is a replenishment potion, not altogether that useful, as it doesn't regenerate after you've taken any sort of damage. Now we see that what the Demon Hunter is pushing in very, very deep, maybe forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. The Priest has been lost, but the Naga Sea Witch, barely makes it out, as a Troll Berserker will fall. Tome of Agility going to be picked up by the Naga Sea Witch there. The primary attribute, however, Intelligence, but Agility does increase her attack speed, and that is important, as we now perhaps are going to try to creep out more creep camps. That's really what he needs. Reprisal needs to get more and more levels, otherwise the later engagements are going to go very poorly for him. Level 2 to level 1, he needs to get level 3. Level 2 Water Elemental is very, very helpful. Naga Sea Witch also gets a little bit more hit points, as the Demon Hunter down to 625. There's a quick use of a Moonwell to get back up, and now we see Militia coming down the map. Militia looking to do a lot of damage. Are we going to bears? No, not quite. No, we are going into master training already. We do have an Orb of Venom, and that very fast Orb of Venom may spell doom, as the Demon Hunter, taking a bit more damage than he would like once more. Bears are already out. Rejuvenation could be cast. Where is it going to go down? Where's the rejuvenation? There it is on the Demon Hunter already. Damage is being dealt back, and now in comes the counterattack. Towers are being established, and this push, if Reprisal can do it, is at the right timing, but just level 2, level 1 heroes as opposed to level 3, level 2. There's a roar. More bears coming in, and the bears are going to be able to counter very nicely. There is a Staff of Teleportation, or Staff of Preservation, as the Demon Hunter able to re-engage again. The Bears are going to absorb a lot of that damage. Riflemen, not very strong counter as the units are being just torn apart now by these Bears. Nagasiwich low on hit points, should be able to turn around what's going to happen here as the Demon Hunter now ripping through this. And what is going down? I thought I heard a hero go down. Nope, the Peasants now trying to engage in on the fight. Tower looks like it will go down as the Bears are now falling as well. Demon Hunter going up, and this is not looking good for Remind at all. Level 3 now on that Demon Hunter. Mana Burn, what is going to happen to that Demon Hunter? Staff of Preservation needs to come in and quickly. There it is once more. And that Demon Hunter may be able to survive. A Bear goes down now, and now level 3, level 2. The Demon Hunter has been rejuvenated, and now going back in again. Very high hit points, absorbing a lot of damage, and now level 2 on the Nagasiwich. Going after Reprisal's Nagasiwich. Nagasiwich down to dead, as that may have been it. Reprisal, who looked so dominating with that push. And now Demon Hunter down to 35 hit points, been able to get off some rejuvenations, and now taking down a couple Peasants as well. Meanwhile, back over here, one tower is up, and now it's really been the rejuvenation and the fast attack to Bears. An 11-minute game with Bears, and Remind wins this best of 5 series. A great game here on Ancient Isle. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was perhaps the most StarCraft-esque straight up counter build that I have seen in quite some time. Hats off to Remind for winning. I believe this was the finals in the Zotac Cup. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.